I'm bored one night and I'm watching YouTube videos on Monster Truck Madness 2, and wow, did that game not age very well. And the videos online look like complete shit. I don't remember the game looking that bad, but of course I was using I kind of had a different setup than most people, so maybe it was just on their end. So I got to looking up on Google if my racing handle still existed, and sure enough it come up with it, and the AI come up with this little box you're seeing on the screen here. So here's what it says. Search query MTM2, which is Monster Truck Madness 2, GTX Fly refers to a player named GTX Fly, which is me, obviously, from the competitive online racing community for the PC game Monster Truck Madness 2. He was a notable and highly skilled racer in the late 90s and early 2000s, basically from 99 to mid 2000s. That's when I quit. Key facts about GTX Fly. Game Monster Truck Madness 2, a monster truck racing game released for the PC in 1998. That's right. Team GTX Fly was part of the GTX clan. GTX stands for Going to Extremes, and no, we weren't just racing, we done rumbles too. A team that competed in the game's racing circuit. Yeah, again, we done rumbles and racing, mainly racing, but there was some guys that done. I mean, me and Apocalypse won a rumble tournament, so yeah, we could do both. If you could drive and you was good, you could do both. It was even better if you had the faster internet connection. The better you were going to do in the rumbles. A lot of people think it had to do with how fast your computer ran and shit like that. No, it had to do with your internet connection. If you was on Time Warner cable back then, you were not getting beat. Let's see, achievements, fast laps. GTX was known for setting a very fast lap times on various tracks. I mainly race the stock tracks in the game. Yeah, you could download extra tracks for tournaments, but I didn't give a shit about those. I just raced the ones that come with the game. That's my main stick. The heights, according to MTM2.com website, he held the record for a 1:36.36 fast lap on the track. The heights, yep. That's correct. Basically, there was a shortcut. There were several shortcuts in that game, but the last one, mainly most people run a 137 mid to low 137 if you were lucky. The reason I got the 136 is I basically clipped the finish line trigger in the air. I didn't go actually through the finish line, and that's how I set that time. And it's the reason no one could beat it. But if you had your speed just right, you could actually trigger the finish line just in the air. So that's how I pulled that off. That's not that hard. Well, yeah, it is a little bit, but. Hardware and technique. What the fuck is this? A forum post on MTM2.com noted that in the early days of the game, top racers like GTX Fly achieved their fast times on low-end machines running in sophomore mode. Oh, that's fucking funny. And that's full of shit. I'll get to that here in a minute. The setting, which caused graphical lag, paradoxically helped reduce physics glitches and allowed for faster lap times? What the fuck is he talking about? Well, that's complete bullshit. Whoever wrote that's a fucking moron. Okay, so I went digging and found the post that the AI pulled that bullshit from. Slow. I'm familiar with the team Slow, but I don't know that I've never encountered this particular user Cope. So here's what it says. There are definitely different theories with respects to frame rates per second and rumble. There is no theory. I said early 2000s. I was in computer information technology. I was one of the first students in the school where I went to go through the Cisco Networking Academy. And at my house, I had at least no less than 3 or 4 computers set up on a LAN, 100 megabit per second LAN, Cat5 enhanced, and I had Monster Truck Madness 2 installed on all 4 of them, and just for fun, to see how it played out, I done a rumble and had my sister and my mom on one computer, and I was on the other one. And yeah, at those speeds, at those network speeds, you couldn't move each other. Those trucks were, it was like running into the train in the game or like running into a brick wall. You could not move each other, so it was completely pointless. That game, rumble wise, that particular mode depended on having a shitty internet connection, and most people back in those days either were on a dial-up or kind of lucky you were on ISDN, which was like around, close to 128k, or if you were on dial-up and you were smart like I was, Windows 2000, you could shotgun. This was right before I quit. I wasn't doing it when I was playing Monster Truck Madness 2, but you could shotgun modem, which it was actually called multi-link PPP. You could just install more than one modem in your computer, and you had to have a separate, a different telephone line. But you could use both telephone lines at the same time for that one connection. Now, the internet companies, the ISPs, did not like that, especially in my area. They thought someone was stealing my internet connection, was logging into my account from a different place, and of course they called the house and asked us, and I said, no, I got a shotgun modem. Well, you're going to have to pay for both of those lines using our system. So I was like, fuck it. we eventually ended up getting DirecPC, which it was satellite one way for the download, and then you sent your information back through the telephone ISP. Basically had two ISPs, but it was pretty good back in the day. So anyway, off topic. See how strong you were or not. Yeah, he's full of shit. It didn't, dude. I had the fastest fucking computer that money could buy at that time. I had a HP Pavilion with a P3 600 megahertz. And I think HP only had another one. It was maybe 650 or something like that. And my computer was running I installed a Voodoo 3500 TV, which was an AGP deal, and you could like stream television onto your computer. Let's see what else. I had a Sound Blaster Live card in it. It was running Windows 98 Media Edition. That's it. And see what else. I was using a Mad Catz Puma GT steering wheel and pedal setup, which also worked out great for Motocross Madness 2. I took a little getting used to, but it worked out great. See, if I recall, it wasn't the CPU speed that affected your manliness. Yeah, alright. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. On the cube is one of the rumbles, but rather how many frame rates you were cranking. That's bullshit. It did not hinge one bit on frame rates per second. It all come down to your network speed, whether you could move the person or not. I agree. If you were unmovable, it's because you were on a high-end. Nope, that's bullshit. If you were on Time Warner's cable connection back then, which was over a meg, yeah, you were kicking people's asses left and right. I mean, he was like a bulldozer. You could not be moved. You can see the effect of the frame rate speed on the game if you, I don't know what he's talking about there, which allows you to manipulate the game's frame rate speed. Years ago, N8 and I remember N8. Me and him were on Team Rip for a while, because Buzz asked me to join that team. I said I'll think about it. So I didn't tell GTX I was doing that. I actually went under the name Rip Deja Vu, and we was racing in a tournament, and this douchebag, he gets his ass kicked, this N8, and he tries to get me to lie for him and say he got second. He didn't get second, he got third. I think he got third or something like that. And I said, well, not on my end you didn't. So he gets pissed off, and they make us re-race the race, and of course he takes me out in the first corner. So I was like, fuck it, I just left. I run into him again in another tournament under GTX name, because the Team Rip was dying. I said, fuck it. And plus there was nothing but a bunch of douchebags on that team anyway. Buzz was cool. I used to race with him all the time. And in case you're not aware of this, Ripped Buzzja was actually Hank Williams Jr.'s son. I found that out later. But anyway, yeah, I run into this douchebag in a tournament later on. It was second time, and kicked his ass in the finals. And he said he lost his internet connection. And of course the guy that was hosting it made us re-race it. Then he sat in and watched the second time, and I still kicked his ass. Shortly after I left after that, because some jackass come out with some hack and people started cheating in the game, so it is a fucking mess. And plus 4x4 Evolution come out, and yeah, that game was fucked. I mean, that looked like a really cool game at the time, but they didn't encrypt the game files, and that was a hack fest right from the beginning, so yeah, it was fucked up. Terminal Reality's one that made the game or something like that. They really fucked up bad on that, so I just quit racing that shit altogether. So I mainly stuck to Motocross Madness 2, which had an anti-cheat that someone developed later on, and that worked out pretty good. Anyway, but in those days everyone was running low-end machines. Bullshit, I was running the best fucking machine that money could buy. Unless you were using an Alienware or a Falcon Northwestern back in those days, there wasn't anything faster than what I was using, because the only thing those machines had that I wasn't using at that time was I didn't have a SCSI hard drive. I mean, I did later on, but I had one of the Seagate's, what was it, 15,000 RPM Raptor drives. Those things were fucking fast. I mean, they're not like today's stuff, but back then that was pretty damn quick. So yeah, my HP Pavilion didn't have a SCSI drive in it. That was the only thing it was lacking. Everything else was top tier, is best that fucking money could buy. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, low-end machines. And says on top of that, they raced using software. No, he didn't. I mean, I can't vouch for everybody else that he's mentioning here, like GTX Bug 4, which is this full handle, or Ripped Buzzja, but man, I was using the best shit that money could buy. So the game, although it looked like crap, my game looked fucking good. It lagged like crazy, never lagged. Allowed you to turn some crazy fast laps. He's full of shit. The guy don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Again, to be clear, those guys were, yeah, we were fucking fast and skilled. He's trying to make it out like we were fucking using shitty machines to cheat at the game. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? No question, but when you are already getting 25, I don't know what the fuck my frame rate was using. I mean, my game didn't lag. My video card was top tier. That was another thing. 3DFX cards and OpenGL, they rendered the game fucking flawlessly. I mean, and it looked good. Before that, I think I had a compact Presario that had a pair of Voodoo 2 cards in it, and there was an SLI mode. I mean, they made the original Need for Speed Hot Pursuit look fucking killer. And I remember someone come out with a mod that you could use the Monster Truck Madness 2 monster trucks in that game, which looked fucking even better than they did in the Monster Truck Madness 2 game itself, so it was pretty fun. Keep the truck on the road and run a flawless line. You're going to produce some... Yeah, guy's full of shit. What the fuck he's talking about? I mean, he might have been running a junk PC or something, but my shit was top tier. Again, doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Just your standard bullshit, making up excuses, dragging everyone else through the fucking mud because back in the day you were fucking slow. Now it's got to be a hardware cheat or something. Typical. Well, to end out this video, I thought I'd go over some of the stock record times. A lot of these I either set them myself or I was racing with the guys that did set them. So let's start with Farm Road 29. That lap time's bullshit. Me or Bug, I can't remember. It was either Bug or me set the world record on that particular track at 46.70 something. He might have got it lower, a little bit lower, but a 44.56 is not possible. Even if you could glitch the finish line trigger earlier, it wouldn't be no fucking 44.56. I mean, that's a fucking glitch time. That's not real. The heights, I got lucky on that one. It's better to be lucky and good, right? Scrapyard Run, I was actually racing with Bug 4 when he set that. So I remember that one. The Graveyard, I set that. That's kind of easy to set that time. I mean, what most people didn't know about that particular track is they run it in the rain, right? And everything's slick and you're sliding around and shit, and it makes for, I think my fastest lap time on was like a 51 in the rain. But if you set it tonight, the rain's gone, the track's dry, so you can set a much faster lap time, and that's how I got to 49.77 on that. So it's not rocket science. Crazy 98. There's no fucking way in hell you could ever set a 4068 on that, and I don't know who Ultramax Z is. Never heard of him, never seen him back in the day either, and I'm not even familiar with that fucking team. But me and there was a guy, Team War, played in Blues. We had it down to a 41.02, and we spent quite a bit of time on that track, and that was the fastest anyone had ever recorded a time on that track. So it was either him or me. We always tied on it, so there's no way you can ever break 41 seconds on that track, trust me. I've spent thousands of laps on that track trying to break that for over a year and a half. Get into the 40s, it's not possible. Sidewinder Canyon, I owned that one. It was a 155.90. Me and Apocalypse were racing, and he had it down to like a 156.0 something, 09 or 06 or something. He got really close, and I kept at it and finally got a lap time to where my wheels, there's two jumps there onto bridges. My wheels kept getting stuck in the damn bridge, holding me up. Finally got a lap time to where my wheels didn't get stuck in the two bridges, and nailed the downhill shortcut part over the hill, landed it perfectly where it kept my speed up, and then I cut the finish line as much as I could and ended up with a 55.90. So that is the world record. That 51.02 is, I saw people running that shit when that stupid trainer come out. Basically what it allowed you to do was your RPM gauge would go way higher than it was supposed to, and your speed would just be fucking ridiculous. So that's a cheat time. That's not real. Bug, I remember when he set the Torture Pit world record. Voodoo Island, I can't remember if I was racing with him or not. I remember when he set that one. Excavation, that one I don't remember, and I don't remember Tin Horn Junction all that well either, and I don't remember GTX Fox. I did race quite a bit with Buzz there towards the end right before I quit. Buzzed ya. That was his actual name. It wasn't Buzz. Breakneck Ridge, the guy that set that, it wasn't Ultramax. It was a guy on our team, GTX Apocalypse. I was actually racing with him when he set a 46 on Breakneck Ridge. And the last one, Tumbleweeds. I was actually racing with Ripped Buzzed ya when he set that 246.57. So a lot of these guys I was racing with when they set those times. And so first first. I either set them myself or I watched them set them. So we all kind of raced with each other. There was another name that should be on that list probably, but there was a Rip Twist, or he was also on MTF Twisted, so he was really good too. He was from Australia. And in case you don't know, Rip Buzzju won the Toyota Tundra tournament too. Toyota sponsored some kind of racing tournament and stuff, and of course I was unfortunate and didn't get to go because I ended up racing against a douchebag Raid Rally, and the asshole had edited the track and removed the first two. I thought it was kind of odd that it kept bringing up that in the game that the track was different, and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know anything about the game, but he'd edited out the two first jumps in that particular track, and he could get to the first corner. Whoever made the first corner, unless you done something really stupid, was going to win the race. So I made it pretty far until I ended up facing off against that cheater. Didn't get to go. I took top 3, and then you got they took you out to Indiana, that Toyota Tundra plant out there when they first started making them, and Buzz won the tournament. Raid Rally, the cheating piece of shit, got dead last, of course. I don't understand the logic behind that. If you're gonna fucking cheat and then you're in front of a group of people at this plant or wherever they set that up to determine who's the fastest, you're obviously going to get your ass kicked in public in front of everybody because you're a cheating piece of shit. I mean, that's got to be the dumbest fucking thing you could do, but whatever. That's a little history lesson. SL Cope there is full of shit. And yeah, also I've got some new videos coming out pertaining to the Extreme Head-to-Head that'll probably blow your fucking mind, so be on the lookout for that. Later.